In this video, we're looking for the most delicious cheap eats we can find. There's just one catch. We're in one of the most expensive cities in the world. London is one of the most diverse, multicultural cities on the planet, and today we're going to be exploring that through its food. We are in line at Sud Italia right now. I'm going to get the margherita pizza and Amir is going to get the pizza portafolio, which is basically pizza on the go. They did say online that this is like a little corner of Napoli in England. So it'll be really interesting to see how this Neapolitan pizza tastes.
Yeah.
And the pizza portafolio?
Yes.
Okay.
That's £15.
All right. There's so many cheap eats within Spitalfields Market, but not all of these restaurants have their ingredients imported from Italy like they do at Sud Italia. So if you want to eat on a budget and you still want really good ingredients, it seems so far, haven't tasted the pizza, but so far it seems like this is it's a good option. But first we have their 5-pound foldable pizza. I'm actually really interested to see how big this is in relation to the margherita pizza. Okay, it's smaller, but it's not that much smaller. This is 5 pounds, this was 10 pounds. So there's less cheese, but you don't really need as much cheese when you're folding it, right? I'm somebody who loves the crust. I'll never eat a pizza and leave the crust. So I think that's why I do like this, because you do get quite a bit of crust in this. There is juiciness when you taste the sauce and when you taste just a little bit of the cheese, but it is pretty bready. So if you're someone who does like the crust, I think this would be a great option. But if you're someone like Amir, who this is technically his, so we'll see how he likes it, but he never eats the crust. So it will be really interesting to see how this tastes.
It actually tastes really good. It's like, it is what it is. It's a pizza sandwich, essentially. It's folded in, and it's just layers of dough, cheese, tomato, olive oil, and I think they put some oregano too, and it just tastes really, really good. It's great on the go, especially when you're in London and Spitalfields Market. There's not a lot of places to sit. We found the bench and in the sunshine. But sometimes it's really busy, so it's just great to walk around, do some shopping, and you can just eat your pizza on the go. And actually, this is how they eat it in Napoli, like traditionally, so I love it. And for £5, I mean, you can't get a better deal than this. This is crazy.
Now, they import fiore di latte from Italy. You can also see the drizzles of olive oil on top, which usually means it's gonna be a pretty flavorful pizza. I'm super picky with Neapolitan pizza because we have had some of the best Neapolitan pizza in the world. I will say, I lifted up the bottom and there's a nice crust on the bottom, you know, it's not doughy. So I think that's a good start. I would say my favorite thing about Neapolitan pizza, especially when you get a margherita, it's just very simple and it's a great way to taste really, really fresh ingredients, especially like Sud Italia. You know, they import all of their ingredients from Italy. So considering these ingredients are really fresh, all of the flavors come through from the pizza. You get the nice acidity from the tomatoes, and the dough on Neapolitan pizza is a little bit more, it's more like elastic-like, you know? So if the dough is fresh and it is really tasty, you can tell.
At Sud Italia, what they do is they put very little yeast inside their dough, and they allow the rising process to go for over 24 hours. And that's such a big difference in how you feel after you eat the pizza. It's not so much in the taste, but after you finish eating the pizza, you feel light and you don't feel gross after having like a really, really heavy meal. So that's something I really appreciate about this place. And yeah, I really can't recommend this place enough.
Our next stop was featured in Forbes, The Times, the BBC,
in addition to being voted the best bagel shop in London. On average, Beigel Bake produces 7,000 bagels a day, ranging in price from their plain bagel, which is 65 pence, up to their £7.50 salt beef sandwich.
Here we've got the classic salt beef bagel, which was £6.20. They put so much beef in here, which, considering the price, I'm surprised. And then you also have some pickles, you've got a mustard sauce, so I think it's gonna be kind of vinegary, so we'll see. It's actually not as vinegary as I thought it was going to be. The beef is so succulent, it's juicy, it's a little bit savory as well, but then you get some sweet hints in there, and then you get the crunch from the pickle, which adds like a minor saltiness, and they don't actually put that much of the mustard sauce. So you very much so taste the pickles, the beef, but the beef is really the star. I honestly forgot that a bagel was surrounding it because all I could taste is the succulent beef. So it's pretty good.
You can see what I'm doing.
Honestly, I don't even... Like, the bagel isn't as spongy as I would have hoped, but it doesn't matter because everything inside is incredible. This salt beef is very, very good.
32 bus stops later, and a walking route through the park finally brought us to Brockley's Rock. Constantly ranked in the top 10 for fish and chips in the UK, which might be the reason for the constant line of Uber Eats drivers at the window.
Something to note is there is no inside seating, so we are gonna eat at the table outside.
Now, one thing in England is that when you get chips, even though this is just a regular size, it's not a big size, they load it. It's like so much chips, it's crazy. They've already put the salt and vinegar up, so there's an aroma of this like malt vinegar coming out as soon as you open it out of the bag. I decided to go for something different. I'd never heard of a mackerel that's deep fried in a fish and chip place. So this is what it is. I'm excited to try it. It was very reasonably priced at $4.75, but I do see why now, as it's a lot smaller than the haddock. You know, it's like I thought it was going to be so different to regular mackerel, but it's not. It's just like crunchy, crispy batter on the outside and that strong mackerel taste on the inside. It's really good. It goes well.
Haddock is my favorite fish. I'm not a huge cod girl when it comes to fish and chips. Their batter is incredible. It's just like with the mackerel. It's flaky, it's golden, it's crunchy, it's soft. It's not oily. It's so comforting when you eat it. I love the taste of haddock and the smell of haddock, but you know, it's not very strong in this one, which is interesting.
I've got to say the haddock is such a good example of fish and chips done properly. The batter is golden, crispy, fluffy, not too heavy, and the fish complements that perfectly with a meaty texture. The flavors between the haddock and the batter go so well. It's a great fish and chips. Yeah.
I think these are some of the best chips that I've had with fish and chips. You've got so much potato inside, so when you eat it, it warms your soul. The salt is sticking to the chips. One reason why I think the fish is so good here, all the fish they have is wild caught, so it's not farmed. They are partnered with NCS certified seafood providers, which promote sustainable fishing practices, which really shows through their food because everything tastes, you know, in my mind, I could be on a seaside town in the UK. So this fish and chips is absolutely incredible, fresh, delicious, tasty. I would take those 32 stops on the bus just to come here and get the fish and chips.
For our fourth stop, we are heading to Brixton, which has one of the largest Caribbean communities in London. It's also home to one of my favorite takeaway restaurants, Healthy Eaters. The owners, Stafford and Rose, started out as market traders on Brixton Station Road. They cooked out of their flattened stockwell and sold their food to the local community for 6 years. In 2009, they opened up this takeaway shop and more recently expanded to a restaurant right around the corner on Market Row.
So this is another one of Amir's favorites. When I first landed in London, we went here. Well, not the same day I landed, but we went here. It was really good. I was like, why have you not taken me here before? This is gonna be a spot that I come often because it's easy when you're on the go, you know? They have their takeaway section. People are in and out really, really fast. And we got 3 of the patties for $7.50. I got beef, Amir got saltfish and vegetable. And I will say, well, I'll save it for the eating, but I was gonna say vegetable is just as good as the other ones. So if you are vegetarian, it's a good option. It's really, really tasty, even if you're not vegetarian. They do write the first initial of what you're getting. So I got beef, so there's a B on it, which is nice because you know, you don't wanna be biting into everyone trying to guess which one it is, although I wouldn't mind because they're all really good, but let's try it. Oh my gosh. This is actually my first time having a beef Jamaican patty. It's so juicy on the inside. It's savory, it's delicious, it's warm. And you know, this is actually a little bit different from the other patties that I've had. It's really, really flaky. The other ones I've had are a little bit more doughy, but this almost seems like a more of like a pastry stuffed with just this savory beef filling. They're so yellow and golden on the outside. They're either using like a turmeric or some type of egg wash to make it that beautiful golden color. I mean, I could probably have like 10 of these.
For our last stop of the day, we're heading to one of the yummiest, most affordable Japanese restaurants in London, Eat Tokyo.
I ate here about a week ago in the Soho location. And what I will say is we were in Tokyo like 2 months ago, and it does feel like they're bringing food directly from Tokyo to London for an affordable price, which sometimes Japanese restaurants can be a little bit pricey. So I think that this is such a good option if you want really good quality food for an affordable price. The menu here is huge. It could probably take you like 20 minutes just to go through everything. There's definitely more than 100 items, and it ranges from ramen, sashimi, to tempura and bento boxes. So there's so much to choose from. I got the chicken katsu bento box and Amir got the mackerel bento box. And a part of that is you get miso soup for a starter. So I'm excited to taste it. It looks so yummy.
Now this is heartwarming. Well, they've actually put little pieces of tofu skin. It's delicious, salty goodness in here. This is my go-to dish when I come to Eat Tokyo. I'm a big fan of mackerel. It's really tasty, flavorful fish.
In case you didn't know.
Yeah. It's not that popular with some people, but I think it's really underrated. So let's see what it tastes like. The thing that's so impressive about Eat Tokyo, I've been to like probably 10 of their branches in London, and it always tastes the same. It's always so good. The mackerel is so crispy on the outside. It feels like they've deep fried it. It's so crunchy and crispy, but it's not. It's grilled. And the meat itself is tender, not overcooked, not dry, just right, and it's full of flavor. So, you know, they're doing something right. And this whole bento box is £10. You know, it's got 2 pieces of mackerel, 4 pieces of agadashi tofu, a couple of pieces of salmon sushi, lots of rice, and a salad. Which is like, I still can't believe it. We're like in central London, and we're getting such a good value meal.
Thank you. There's so much katsu chicken in this bento box. I honestly thought that there was gonna be maybe like 3-4 pieces, but it looks like there is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5, which is a lot because they're not that small, you know? The panko crumbs are nice and crispy, but then on the inside, the chicken's extremely tender. So it's such a nice contrast. This chicken katsu is really good. It tastes just like the chicken katsu that I had in Tokyo. Thank you guys for coming along with us today. We had so many good meals. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.